So I was watching slash listening to something, and it didn't make much sense to me. So hopefully you guys can clear it up. I talked about women not being part of the labor force, and that's where we get our ideas from them, which is where the 1950s got their ideas for women, which caused all of our ideas for women. You know, like even painting your nails. There's no way you could do working that way, and that women were given very frilly things to wear, and that's the opposite of men. I even had the assistant pastor's wife was sat across from me at a Chipotle one day. It was very angry expression on her face. I had no idea what I had said or done. But then she went into talking about how the restaurant was very masculine. There were few feminine shapes there. And I had already learned not to laugh at this point, but to me that's funny. Like, that's pure comedy. But I guess wavy things are female and straight things are male. I don't know. If that sounds strange to you, then you're in the same boat as I was. Still am. So if somebody could explain that, I'd be grateful. But on top of that, there was still, well, women, that's men, don't think women can do anything, and blah, blah, blah. And I always thought that was kind of, I don't know, maybe in the 1960s it would be cool if a girl talked that way, but nowadays, who could be Flojo? I'm from the 80s, I remember Flojo. Who could be Flojo? No guy. Maybe Carl Lewis could have, but whatever. Different, whatever it's called, different category. Just real hostile, crazy stuff. So, again, this is out to the feminists, not the MRA feminists. Again, I'm not quite getting that done. I know that the MGTOW is something completely different than MRA, and actually, I do not get along with MGTOW. Sorry to insult any of the MRA feminists out there, but I don't like the MGTOW guys. Just a personal thing. Watch this. This will blow up because I just said a personal opinion. So, how should I put this? So she had been going off about how men see women as objects that should just be placed up on a shelf and not touched and not anything. And she had seemed very mean and depressed and everything. So I'm trying to get in her good mood, right? Well, that's a good thing. Like, if men have respect for women, don't worry about it. Put her up on a shelf or something like that. I said that metaphor. That's a good thing. It means you treat somebody really well. To the point where, maybe you're overprotective of them. And she was having none of that. And it just kept going on and on and on and on and on. And it kind of struck me. I kind of reverted back to my old. I'm going to stop naming the party, but the old political party I was affiliated with. No, don't. It's not Democrat or Republican. It's one of those that you hear and you kind of back away from the person. So I'm not going to state what that is. But I just kind of used that tactic of because that it's exactly what I heard. Basically, hatred of women. I just asked her. I said, "Do you hate women?" I'm not sure if she was an MRA feminist or whatever she was, or a non-MRA feminist, whatever type of thing she was. But she got flustered and just started what? And then so I talked about it with her. I said, uh, you know, women did the most dangerous jobs. I said, well, that's a correction. Children did the most dangerous jobs. A lot of them female children did the absolute most dangerous jobs because female children, the children that did go to school, females really didn't go to school. So if you didn't have male children going to schools, you're going to have a lot of females that weren't going to schools. And they did some very, very dangerous stuff because everything out of this woman's mouth was woman, woman, woman. This idea of women working in a place with frilly clothes on and not getting hurt or whatever because she's such a weak creature, that's for rich women. That's BS. Working class have always had it shitty. And I see stuff put out by, and you know who you are that you do it. And yeah, the top 0.0001% lived like that. The rest, yeah, probably not even a wet nurse when giving childbirth. Just, you know, you can have all your inequality up at the top, and I guess you did for a few hundred years, but at the bottom of society, men and women, divorce rates have been low in many areas. People who've actually held to their ancient culture, their divorce rate is a lot lower than others. And happiness is better, and you claim that happiness shouldn't be tied to childbirth or children. To me, that seems violent against a woman. I mean, we're sexually reproducing animals, right? Like, and the greatest joy that a woman has ever had is to give birth to a child. I know sisters who are mothers. I know many of my friends who are mothers. They all say that's the best for the, you know, that you go through all the pain, and when you see the baby, it's just the best. That's undescribable. But I get my head chewed off for quoting somebody, and actually, I mean, you knew it was a quote. I said, and then put the, you know, markings up at the top. And so it's sexist for me to repeat what 5 of my friends say, or sorry, 3 of my friends, 1 sibling and 1 cousin. But I guess you'll find a way for that to be sexist. Fun. Giving childbirth is a great rewarding thing, and you'll never regret it. That piece of advice or cheery attitude that I heard an elder female make, I forget if it's an aunt or a cousin, or I'm not related to them, I got a big family. So that was a sexist remark created by the patriarchy. I mean, the MRA feminists seem alright, even though some of them are very crazy. But yeah, I hopefully you're not so psychotic that you think like I'm part of the Illuminati or some weird shit like that.